Hey guys, so what I thought I'd do today here is hello, show you the this Atari Lynx here that I got off eBay. I got it kind of cheap because it doesn't work. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, it basically put batteries in and doesn't power on, doesn't do anything at all. You can put a like a power adapter into the top, but I don't have one of those, so we're going to have to see if we can get it working on battery power. I'm guessing it's probably going to be something to do with the contacts. If I take the battery compartment off here, probably can't see it. You might be able to. So that little screw in there is a little bit rusty, which kind of makes me think maybe it's been damp somewhere, because you're not going to be able to tell from the outside because there's nothing really metal on the outside. But yeah, what we're going to do is we're just going to take this apart and see what we can do with it. Okay, so I've had the Lynx apart, and these side rubber parts also have to come off aside from this screw down here, because the screw's hidden there, and unfortunately they pretty much fell apart when I took them off. These are the sticky back strips that go on the back, so yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but we'll put them to one side for the moment. I guess it's not that big a deal, but it would have been nice to keep it original and everything. But anyway, let's lift the back off momentarily, and there's the beast underneath. I've got the battery compartment removed already. Basically what I did, as I said before, there's a AC adapter port here, and although I didn't have the correct AC adapter, I did work out the pins, so which should be positive, which should be negative. Centre pin, by the way, is positive. I'm not sure if we can zoom in enough with this, but yeah, that outside one there is ground, and this one to the far right here is not used. But yeah, I just put like a 7-volt adapter on it because that's the best I had to hand, and yeah, it didn't power it up enough to play the game because the little power lights kept flashing, but the power button did work. Now, on these Lynxes, you've got, hold on a sec, let's see if I can just open this up a little bit here. Is that going to focus? It's not looking like it's going to. Anyway, this little fella here is called a MOSFET, and basically what that is that it's a, well, basically when you put it like this, when you press the power button, this little fella's always got power because it's always connected to the batteries, but when you press the power button, it switches the system on inside the chip. So it's basically like a switch. Now, it's interesting to me because these are commonly go on Lynx handhelds, both the Lynx 1 and the Lynx 2, and I thought, you know, it's got to be that then. But yeah, interestingly enough, it did power up just fine from the power adapter, so it had to be something to do with the batteries. Now, I've been looking at these, looked at the traces, I looked at the connections underneath where the battery points connect to. They're all fine. One thing I did notice though, and you're not going to be able to see this because this camera sucks, you can't really see it, but the legs on this cap here are nice and green, and I'm guessing they're probably going to be, well, they actually look okay on that one, but what I'm going to go ahead and do is just replace both of these just to make sure that you know, because if one's gone, then the likelihood is that the other one's either going to go or has gone already. And I'm thinking, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that's going to fix our power-up problem. It does kind of confuse me because, I mean, it could be that the MOSFET's only for batteries, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to me that that would be the case, because it should just be for the power switch itself, and that's that. But yeah, I mean, these connect directly to power from the batteries, so I'm just going to go ahead and replace these. They're 100 microfarad 35-volt caps, so probably going to have to scratch around and see if I can find it, because I've never got 35 volts, I've only got sort of 16s and 10s. But yeah, I'll have a look around and find some, I'm pretty sure, and replace those, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I've replaced those two caps. Did actually happen to have some 100 UF 50-volt caps, in fact. Just a note about caps, actually, I may have said this before, but when you're replacing caps, usually they'll always have a rating on them, like say 100 microfarad, and then it'll have a voltage next to it like 16 volt or whatever. When you're replacing the caps, obviously, you know, you want to make sure that you're getting at least roughly the right microfarad rating. In some cases that's critical. When it comes to voltage, you don't want to replace it with anything less than what it's rated for. So say, I mean, this one had a 35 volt 100 microfarad cap in it. So if you were to replace that with, say, a 16 volt 100 microfarad cap, it would probably pop straight away. But if you, it probably wouldn't in this case, but you know, it's rated that in the circuit for a reason, so it's definitely best to replace it with at least that or higher. You can go higher, but you can't go lower. So just a little tip. Oh, and these batteries. This is not the easiest thing to do in the world. I'm trying to hold this with one hand with these batteries that really desperately want to escape. I just, hold on a sec. Just pop these back in here. Try and pop them back in, or wedge them in and hold it. No. Ah, jeez, this is not my day. Okay, they're all in. And with one hand, let's press the power button, and it turns straight off. But yes, it did turn on briefly, which is far more than it did earlier. It's turning straight off because these batteries are pretty much dead, and this beast wants 6 of them. 6! But yeah, earlier on it would not power up at all, so that is definitely what the problem was with that. Like I say, it powered up when I applied power here, so that must have been it. So yeah, that's a couple of things you can look at when you're trying to fix your Lynx. Another thing you can do, actually, just as a test, is you can run a length of wire from the negative terminal on the battery, which is this one here at the bottom, to the it is the negative, yes, okay. Just have to double check that in case I'm giving you misinformation. But if you run a wire from here up to the negative terminal on the headphone connector, what that will do is it will, as soon as you plug the batteries in or plug the power jack in the top, it should bypass that little transistor down here I was talking about a minute ago, and it will just turn the Lynx on instantly without the need for the power button. So yeah, that's one way you can test that your Lynx actually still works, even if, you know, the power button isn't working or whatever. But yeah, so I guess that's it for now. I'll if I find some batteries, I may tack a little video of a game running on the end of the video. Hopefully the game will run, because I haven't seen it do it yet. Well, it's at least one thing fixed, so I guess it was worthy of a video if it can help someone else. Okay, so I thought what I'd just do here, just to wrap up, is show you the thing powered on with fresh batteries. And if I just press the power button here, up it pops. And yeah, it did fix it, but if you can probably see there's a large black line going across the screen that way. Some nice dead pixels right in the middle of the screen, and a nice dark area on the left here. So I'm hoping that this at least can be fixed by taking a look at the PCB again, which I may do in a future video. But I'm thinking the screen's probably screwed. It's kind of a shame, but yeah, the thing does work at least. So at least it outlines a potential problem with the Lynx. One that I haven't actually seen on any forums anywhere, but there we go. So yeah, once again, comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you later.